Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to have a look at the ignition system in more detail. As you saw in the last video, I was having real problems with getting the engine to run smoothly. I know there's problems with the distributor. I know for a fact that it's got the wrong advance curve in it. I also suspect the electrics in it as well aren't working quite right. So what I want to do, just as a sort of an exercise, is to swap it out for a more conventional distributor with points, and see if that I can get it to run a bit better. And if that's the case, then I know where I need to go in terms of trying to get the thing sorted out permanently. Yeah, and before you all start weeing your pants, yes, I will be buying a new ignition system, probably a new distributor as well, but that's for a later video. But before I do all that, I'd just like to thank all those that commented, and after the last video, some really useful observations and some insights into what other people have been doing. And also I'd like to in particular thank Mark Kelly and Mark Whitaker for the information they sent through. That's been really useful, guys. Thanks very much. Well, there's the Bosch distributor that came off the car. I don't think this was original equipment fitted to the car. It's an aftermarket one, although it has got it's got a Lucas control module on it. If anybody knows anything about these Bosch distributors, you've got any data on them, that'd be really useful to know. There is some data on you can get off the web about sort of historical classic Bosch distributors. It doesn't actually give any of the technical data on the things, just a list of numbers and the cars that it was fitted to, which isn't much use. I guess by unravelling these numbers, you can tell what its setup is. I haven't fully taken it apart to check the actual advance. I could get it tested, but I just don't think it's really worth it. I think there's something wrong with this distributor. It doesn't really match what I need for the car, so I think I'm going to give an alternative a try, and if that works, it'll prove that it was the distributor, and then I'll sort out a distributor which gives me the right advance curve for my setup. Now this is the distributor I'm going to try. It's a Lucas 25D, and its number is a 40984A. Now, checking the records, that these were fitted to Lotus 7 Series 3s and Series 4s. I'll put up what I think the advance curve is on that, which I've got off the data sheet. Again, it's not what I need. I can't remember offhand what it is, but I'm going to give this a go, just to see if it works. It's a points distributor, so it's got conventional points in here. I've had it all apart, cleaned it all up, and put it all back together again, and it's got vacuum advance. And the model that I believe my Elan came with, or the distributor it came with, was probably a 23D, which only had 7 degrees of crankshaft. No, that's 7 degrees of distributor advance, which would be 14 at the crankshaft. This has got more. It's got an 18. When I took it apart, it's got an 18 degree stop in it, so it stops 18 degrees. Whether it actually gets to that point at the revs, I don't know. I have got in my spares another cam, which is a 10 degree one, which is the one everybody wants, because that you can then file down to increase the advance from 10. But again, I don't know whether the springs and the bob weights in here are suitable for what I actually need. But anyway, I'm going to give this a go, see if it runs better with this, and then I'll then fiddle around and see if I can get or build a distributor that works well in my car. In anticipation of getting this in and marking the time positions, I've sort of painted around here with some paint pen white, so I can mark it. It's got quite a useful seam there, which I can use as an indicator, and then I've done the same on the locating ring. You see, this one's a lot better than my old one. The old one of the old distributor, you see it's got big lumps of steel welded to it. So it's obviously a standard Lucas one that's been adapted at some point, which again sort of points to this thing being an aftermarket or fitted at some later date and didn't originally come with the car. Well, I've also marked, see that paint mark there, that lines up with the pillar, the post on the lead number 1 for cylinder number 1. You need that when you mount it up onto the engine. I'll show you that in a minute. Well, in one of my other videos, people left comments asking how you actually set the distributor in the right place. So what I do is I follow the guidance given in Wilkes's book. So you get number 1 up onto the compression stroke, the firing stroke. And I put my little indicator in there just to get an idea of roughly where it was. You can tell it's on the firing stroke also by looking in down there at the exhaust cam, which is just about to, on number 4, press the bucket in there. Hopefully you might be able to see that. Oh, sorry, yeah, see that. And then yeah, I've marked the 10 degrees before top dead center mark, and then you move it to 10 degrees before top dead center. So that gets the engine, the crankshaft and the camshafts, everything in the right location. And then what you do is you put the distributor in the hole, but you've got to line up the number 1 spark plug post, so it sort of comes up, sort of up here. So I'll do that now. Right, you can see there I've marked where that white mark is. That's where that lines up with post 1 on the distributor cap. So that needs to be sort of in that sort of orientation roughly when it goes into the engine. This is always a tight squeeze. Right, there you can see. So that sort of needs to be pointed, sort of like that. Now I need to get this, and this needs to be just about to go towards it. So that's about in that position, isn't it? Not sure how good that is. Let's have a look. No, it's a bit of a way off, so let's try it. If I can turn it around another. That's a bit better. I think it's a bit... Right. I think that's about right. We'll give that a go anyway. So what I've got to do now is put a multimeter across those points and set it so they're just opening in this position. But before that, I think I better put the bolt into the mounting base below, around the back here, which is easier said than done. Oh. Right, that's in the right position. I'm just going to get the bolt. Right, this is an absolute bastard to do up. Because I had to take all the air filter and housing off just to physically get in here to undo the other one. You know, you can get it to engage all right, but to actually tighten it up, it's not easy. Now I think I'll turn it so that it's fully clockwise against the screw thread. So if I have to take it out, once I mark the timing position, I'll know where to put it back. Right, let's see if I can do it up. Wrong way. Right, that's that done. How's this looking? It's looking alright. Right, let's put the multimeter across it now. I'll put the multimeter on sound, I think. So again, all this is pretty awkward because it's right in the bowels of the bloody thing. Oh, I've lost one of my leads. I connect one to the... need to connect this across the points. I'll connect one to the live connection on the distributor, and the other one to this on the multimeter, and then the other side needs to go onto an earth. So I think I'll actually earth it. Again, all this is fiddly. Right, so that means they're closed, so I need to turn this anti-clockwise. Well, the bloody that's no good. Vacuum advance is fouling on that water hose. Right. No, I don't think that's not pointing at number one. So this is going around anti-clockwise. That's on the back of the cam. I need to get it onto the front of the cam. Well, that's now hitting the water pipe. Right, I need to take this distributor out again and try again, I think. Well, I've managed to do up the bolt that holds the distributor into the engine. That wasn't too bad. It's still awkward, but I've struggled and I can't do up that bolt. I've set the distributor, but I just literally can't get, you can't get onto the back of the nut end, screw end. So I'm going to have to take this off again. I'm going to modify that clamping mechanism so I can do it up from this side, which, as you can see, there's quite a lot of access there. Hey ho. Well, rather than take the distributor off the engine again, because it is roughly in the right position, what I'm going to do is use this bracket on the existing, or the distributor I've taken off the car, and create some different mechanisms. So I think what I'll do is try and get a new bolt that goes through there and make some sort of tab washer that fits around this nut and then bears on here and stops the nut turning, and then make a nut and a space or whatever that I can then screw on there. Right, just to recap, this bracket, when this is on the car, it's really hard to get to the head of this bolt to actually do this up. So what I've done is I've made this so I can change this bolt round so that the head, the bit I do up, is this side. So if I show you how that fits on. So all that is a bit of steel. I don't know what that is, 8mm thick steel. There's 6mm thick steel with a couple of screws put in, and that goes like that. And then I've got a long bolt, and that goes through there, screws in. And I packed this out with a load of washers because you can probably see there's a cutout there, which is to stop the square head of the original setup, or the thing turning, and then that spaces out so I can also get onto that head easier. So there we are. And what I'll do is I'll tidy this up. If this works, I'll cut these screws off and tidy the whole thing up on whatever I end up with as a distributor on the car. Well, there it is, installed on the car. As you can see, I can get to the head of that bolt now much more easily. I'll pan out in a minute so you can see. So I can do up that clamp with ease. Well, I put the distributor back in, got the clamp, the new mechanism on the clamp. As you can see, it's much easier now to get the head of that bolt here. And just get down here through the carbs, past the carbs, and I've got the multimeter across the points, so they're just on the point where the point's about to open. Now it should be able to Right, there we go. It's quite sensitive this, so that's a good starting position. The only thing is the distributor is this. The distributor head is just about pointing towards number 1, I guess. It's a bit hard to see from this angle. Anyway, I think that's good enough to give it a go. Well, because I'm going to put a points distributor on here, I just want to check what the existing coil's like, whether it's the right sort of rating. So I don't want to put a coil on that's got too high resistance and end up putting too much current and burning all the points. So let's do that now. So I'm going to check the primaries, just check the meter. So there's about 0.2 resistance in the wires and the meter itself, and then across the 2 terminals. Okay, so it's quite a low resistance primary, which is what, 0.9 there, so take 2, that's 0.7. That's pretty low. So I think that's obviously because it had electronic ignition on it before. Let's just try the primary side, secondary side. Oh, change the scale, put it on the 20k scale. So that's 9 kilo ohms. 9 kilo ohms with 0.2 taken off. So that's all right. So anyway, I need to change this coil. I've got another one which I think will be suitable. Right, there's a temporary coil rigged up. It's got a ballast resistor on it, as you see. I've put some temporary wiring on. I put some Naffold leads on, which I had. I think they're okay. They're the ones that originally came with the car, but I did change those. And then I've also got some new plugs. I've got some BP6S's, which are slightly warmer than the 7s that I had before. But a lot of people in the comments said try using a warmer plug, so that's what I've done. So let's give this a go and see if it's going to start. But before I do that, I've got to put the throttle linkage back on. So that means putting the back plate back on the air filter box and the carb. So I'll do that now. Right, that's the back plate on. So the throttle's all connected up now. Let's give it a go. Right, let's check for some spark. Ooh, there's smoke coming out of here. Something's getting very hot here. No, I think it's just a ballast resistor. Got a bit of oil on it. It's obviously getting hot. Well, there is, yeah, it's sparking. Terminals on this solenoid are getting quite warm as well. I'm going to try this and turn the distributor to see if that I can get it to go. No, nothing. Well, I've checked that the distributor's timed up correctly. It's on the compression stroke when it's on number 1. I've tried retarding the ignition by turning the distributor. I've tried advancing. I still can't get anything to work. So there's something fundamentally wrong. Whether this coil's not working right, I don't know. Although I am getting sparks. So anyway, I'm going to give up on this for the moment. So I think I'm going to put the other distributor back on. Although it's a very low resistance thing and it may damage the points and what have you, I think I'll just try that and see if I can get the thing to run. I've also got another problem, so when I turn the engine over, I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear that? I think that's the starter motor Bendix not disengaging from the flywheel, so I need to sort that out as well. Well, I put the old distributor back on, still won't have it. I've tried easy start and all sorts of things. It is firing, it is sparking, but it's not firing. Maybe it's a fuel problem, I don't know. Anyway, going to give up for the moment and go and order my new ignition system. Probably go for an AccuSpark, so a black box, which you can vary the advance curve, the centrifugal advance and the vacuum advance, and I put an electronic trigger into that 25D that's on the car at the moment. Anyway, all of that's for next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll give you an update as soon as I can.